come on.
Polite Enquiries, the Ageas Bowl. Why are you wearing your sunglasses on your head?
Because I'm self-conscious about my ridiculous hair.
Did Ben Stokes cut yours as well?
Well, obviously no one cut mine.
Chandan asks,
Hello, Shandon.
which team is in a better, more commanding situation now? It's a good question.
I don't know the answer. Isn't it exciting?
Yes, I agree.
That's the level of analysis you get from us.
Fantastic. Didn't contribute anything. The Lordship asks, didn't someone suggest on Polite Enquiries that Moeen Ali should bat at number 3? And someone did suggest that Moeen Ali should bat at number 3. And I said, not really, because he'll probably go out and make a pretty 40 and then get out, and that's not what you want from a
40? I think he averages 7 at 3.
I was being kind.
I think it shows a bit of chaotic thinking that you're not just changing your batting order by the game, you're changing it mid-game. It's just not very organised. I think there's an unsettled vibe around the England side right now.
Obviously, I think it shows that they're actually watching Polite Enquiries and getting their suggestions for their batting order from Polite Enquiry. Our power knows no bounds. Joining asks, is Moeen Ali a better spinner than Gary Sobers?
Well, Gary Sobers is 82 now, so Moeen might have the edge on him. All Moeen did was hit the rough. He's got a bit of drift. Some of them turned, some of them didn't. You know, that's actually all you need. And he was bowling to right-handers.
Gloria asks, why do umpires tolerate Virat Kohli's behaviour abusing other players? He always getting away with it. Why?
Because he doesn't do anything wrong. I think he's terrific. So what you're talking about today is when he came up to the crease and he was making it very clear to Joe Root when he was directing the field. He was almost standing in the batsman's crease, wasn't he? That Joe Root had decided to go in number 4, and he was sort of in Keaton Jennings's vision. I thought that was all quite good fun, and as I thought the mic drop was earlier in the summer. Look, we want a bit of character in the game, don't we? As long as they're not really abusing each other or anything like that.
Ali asks, does George call it pudding, dessert, or a sweet?
I don't think it matters whether I call it a pudding, dessert, or a sweet. So let us not be hung up on whether I call it a pudding, a dessert, or a sweet. But I do call it a pudding, actually.
Which is wrong, because a pudding is a type of sweet.
It's Australian.
Zikata asks, why wasn't Anderson warned by the umpires, but Ishant was?
Good question. Poor umpiring, inconsistent, poor umpiring. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. I did show that, because I think Sky were showing that where Anderson's footprints were.
Bruce Oxenskoda.
I really that.
I'm not sure that one's going to stick. What noise was that?
It's the noise of an ox and a Skoda combined.
It's some hideous beast. Listen, it's a really difficult job, but I'm trying to be nicer about the umpires. I'm failing.
Jonathan asks, was that shot from Bairstow a protest against losing the gloves?
It's just a really poor shot.
Never seen an international batsman value their wickets so little.
Well, he's played like that all summer. I mean, he's very, very loose, and he's so much better than that. So he's got to tighten up to fulfil his talent. I thought it was a really, really disappointing shot. It's not the first time it's happened this summer.
Maybe take a leaf out of Ben Stokes' book.
Just block the hell. Nothing wrong with blocking. We've got 2 more days to go of this game.
How long does a test go for, George?
Very rarely 5 days, but it can.
Maria's ask, Maria's asked.
I think we've established Maria's has asked.
Will KL Rahul...
This is gold.
Will KL Rahul keep his place purely on his slip catching skills, or will he have to score at least a 50 to get to the Oval? He's an aesthetically lovely looking player,
He's a
isn't
beautiful
he?
player, yeah. I would stick with him through thick and thin.
Could he catch Lord Lucan, George?
He's a good slipper, but he's a lovely looking batsman, and I would stick with him. But point taken, he needs to turn all the talents into runs.
Andy asks, if the same thing keeps happening and you change everything but one constant, do you think that maybe changing that constant might solve the problem?
You're talking about the openers?
Yes, of course he is.
I thought Keaton Jennings did a lot better in this innings, and then got an incredibly hard ball that, basically scuttled. So it's unlucky, but I think he's had 11 tests now. I think he's averaging 20 odd, if that. And I would cut him loose at this stage, but and bring in Rory Burns. I think Burns will play at the Oval, but I think Jennings and Cook might as well.
Sandip asks, can England promote Curran to number 3? It would help their batters to play.
No, that's exactly the mistake they keep making.
And the next one, Sundar Shannon asks Sam Curran to open the batting for England at the Oval.
But come on now. learn the lessons that all these guys are doing really well. What at 6 and 7 or whatever, at 8 even. Why promote them to their position of incompetence? It's a much more difficult job to go in up the order. And these guys, they're all-rounders. It's a different skill. It's not really their fault. What England need is specialist top-order batsmen. I just think you'll weaken the strength if you promote them. But like people were saying, Chris Woke should open, for God's sake. I mean, he's terrific and he's got a good technique and all the rest of it. It's not what he does, it's a specialist job.
What it all comes down to is the fact that England are struggling to find openers.
I don't know, I think it's a bit chaotic right now, the England side, and I think maybe the selectors need to be a wee bit braver.
Jimmet asks, what is the update on making polite inquiries a 15 to 20 minute segment? There is a lot of cricket coming up in the next year or so.
I think you could distill all the gold in this one into 15 seconds. And still, actually that would just be the advert.
Exactly.
Really, I don't know, this bit, that was gold.
That bit, let's just do that again.
Was gold.
See you tomorrow.
Gold.